Sveiks, klausītāji! Esi sveicināts kārtējā sarunas par mīlestību epizodē. Pirms klausies, vēlējos darīt zināmu, ka ja tev patīk šis podkāsts un gribi veicināt tā tapšanu, aicini to atbalstīt Patreonā vai padalīties ar sev mīļu epizodi sociālos tīklos. Lai jums mīlestība un patīkama klausīšanās. Alright, so, first disclaimer here.
Okay.
This is the first time when I'm doing this in English.
And you're so good at it. Congratulations.
Fingers crossed.
You just started.
I just started, yeah.
We've been talking for 15 minutes already.
Yeah, this is the first time, and I'm not stressed about it. But still, if there is like any mispronunciations or I have no idea what grammar I'm using my own. But one couple a few years ago told me that I'm still talking better than their president. They were from the States, and at that time it was not Biden, it was someone else. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. First time in English. But this one will be on the Latvian. Like I have the podcast in Latvian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it will be there, but just in English.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Just for you to know.
Nice.
So, before we start and dig in the topic,
Yes.
maybe introduce yourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yes, please.
Okay, so my name's Dana. I am originally from Latvia. I moved to Amsterdam around 6 years ago, right before COVID. Yeah, I am a creative person doing just creative things. And yeah, I think...
You're married?
I'm married? No, I don't think I'm married. I'm 100% married. It's actually today is actually our wedding anniversary.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Yeah, 1 year married. We were like, what's a fun thing we could do? Why not wake up at 6 a.m. and like do some errands and record a podcast
About love.
About love.
Yeah.
It felt so great. And then and I think I've actually known you, Artūr, for like probably also like 10 something years. I think we also started in
12.
Oh, you even know?
I think
it was actually
2013, I think, because that's the year when I moved to Riga, started to do improv, and then that's where we met.
Yeah.
And comedy scene in Latvia also.
Yeah.
So 2013.
Yeah.
So
Good year.
Good year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that's great.
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
And I'm here with my lovely wife.
Yes, I'm Rafaela, originally from Brazil. I'm also married. Today's also my 1 year anniversary.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
So I live in Amsterdam together with Dana, and I came to Germany first like 13 years ago, and now I live in Amsterdam, or we live in Amsterdam. I'm more in the communications side of work. I work with PR, marketing, internal comms. I really like public speaking. That's very weird. I like to stand in front of a crowd and just speak, which is so odd. I also have a podcast. It's called Street Smart. Hashtag advertisement. Yeah.
Feel free. I don't mind.
So very happy to be here. I think love is such a very cool topic that you can really do a podcast for many, many years and just dissect and have people coming. And I imagine, I cannot listen to them, unfortunately, because they're in Latvian and I don't speak Latvian. So yes, you're listening to this in English because of me. But we appreciate that. I think it's, I have friends, of course, foreign friends that have told me that they would like to listen this podcast about love. And I told them that unfortunately there's none in English. And I think this will be the first thing that I will send to them. Right.
Like here it is.
Oh, that's lovely.
No pressure.
Yeah. So there is audience that is waiting for this one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome.
Actually, not the first time I came to Latvia, maybe the second. I met a Brazilian married to a Latvian in a Latvian party, and we were the only internationals. And we're like, oh, we're from the same country, speaking Portuguese.
Coincidences?
I know, right? So
yeah, we also have to give a bit of a disclaimer. The amount of the population between the difference between Brazilians and Latvians, like the Latvian population literally fit in a Madonna concert. on Copacabana like 2 or 3 years ago. Like 2 million people came. Like
Wow.
that was even more than our country. It was on a beach.
I know, but it's
Fucking
Brazilian
crazy.
statistics, so you have to understand something about Brazil in
Yeah.
general. People
Yeah.
about Brazil. She learned this about me. Whenever I tell a story, she's like, I have to divide this by 3 because whatever number she's mentioning, it's not the real number. So
Yeah.
the authorities said we're gonna change Rio. Okay, it's gonna become the Copacabana beach. It's gonna be the place where free concerts are gonna happen. And how do we start? We bring Madonna. So they brought Madonna to Brazil, made this free concert. They had like police and helicopters. Like it was this whole thing.
Crazy.
Yes, and they announced, okay, that was actually 1.6 million people, something like that. And now Lady Gaga came this year. So that was the second concert for free. Everybody could attend. And they said 2,200,000 people. But now people have been calculating, if you take like the square meters and you put so many people in there, you don't get to that number. That's just impossible. So maybe 1,600,000, that's the number?
That's still a
That's
lot.
still a lot. That is still.
That's more than a Riga. Like,
Yeah.
In one beach.
yeah. Is that recording?
Yes,
Yeah?
it is.
Perfect.
It goes black like that, but it's fine.
One of my favorite bands is of Monsters and Men, and whenever they put something out, there's like a lot of comments about come to Brazil.
And this is the thing. Bruno Mars discovered that Brazil engages so much with people online. Like, like we'll create so many memes for you. We'll create like
Thanks.
free content and just like bombard the internet. You'll become extra famous just because of us. So Bruno Mars is like, okay, I know the memes. I know what you like. I'm just creating content for Brazil, and Brazilians will just multiply it.
That's the next trend in 2026. You heard it here first. Creating content for Brazil specifically.
Yeah. If you're looking for target audience, go like straight to Brazil.
Yeah.
Next podcast we record in Portuguese. It will be a hit.
Perfect. I have to learn that, right? The Portuguese. Oh shit. All right. The first question about love. not exactly, but you wrote me that you would like to come. Together with you, and on a special date, it's like the perfect. I'm honored, actually. This is the first time when there are actually like 2 guests. It's English and
Who are in love with each other.
yeah. And but first question is why?
Why what?
Why come here? Why come to this
Okay.
podcast? What's the? Okay, there's like a practical, like, let's have something fun to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we also talked about it like 7 years ago. Oh, wouldn't it be great to record a podcast together?
Yeah, but why? Why now? Why come to here and talk? Because I was not inviting you.
I
Yeah.
was invited actually, so Dana has to
I,
be
that
the
is-
one
it's
answering.
all me. I have something to answer here.
Yeah.
I thought this is such a fantastic opportunity to sit down, also for ourselves, to think about love like as it is and as we feel it right now, like how we see it, how we're living it, and I think it was just like a great kind of moment of like, oh, this sounds like both like a fun thing to do, but also a great reflection moment, because sometimes you kind of have to create those moments because like just the day-to-day comes into play. You're like, oh, let's rent, I don't know, like a cottage and like sit there and drink drink tea and chat, and then kind of you stumble into love. But it's not really a conversation that like comes up too often, I think, and it's a bit of a pity. And then I thought, oh, actually, how beautiful that we get to think a bit more and be very intentional about it, and then come and chat to you.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
It's been a long way to this point. Yeah.
Since 2018.
Yeah. What have you learned about love, about relationship during this time?
Since 2018.
Since
You're so specific on it.
I thought you were talking about the podcast.
No. About you.
Yes.
Like, of course, when you were born, you had different
Ideas.
Not even ideas about love.
Right?
But I'm pretty sure that
I was reading all those magazines like for teens, for girls, and it's like, what do men like? I'm like, why am I reading this?
But it's been a long way to like you said, like at this point and reflect what we know and feel from this moment. But
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago, it was different, of course. And what would you say, what you learned on the way?
Yeah.
What are those lessons that you know that's you learned this? It was not like given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I feel that love is the purest form of selflessness. Like that's kind of what my big takeaway is right now, where it almost feels like it comes. The act of love and giving love is almost like an unconscious urge. It's just like just comes out of you. It just at one moment appears, and you're like, oh, you cannot wait to do something for someone else. So that's why I say it's kind of this purest form of selflessness. Because it feels like that's not how it's portrayed to us, like especially as women growing up or even in the media. And at one point when you realize that, oh, love is not just this kind of part of a romanticized thing that is called a successful life, where, oh, you have to act good and behave well and then get good grades and you get a good education. Oh, and by the way, also rack up a lot of debt, but then you will later on get that job. And then the final stage of a successful life is finding love, getting married, getting kids, getting a mortgage. And at one point you realize, oh, that's just not attainable. And that's also kind of a disillusion that we've been taught to believe. And the moment you feel like, oh, this is not fulfilling me, or I'm really, especially when you're queer, you're like, oh, I really cannot do the building blocks of a successful life. You realize, shit, that's someone else's theory of what life is, what love is. And in my realization, I was like, oh, it's not a taking thing. Like, you don't demand love. Like, you give love. And the more you give love, the more you attract others who also give love in the purest form. So that for me has been an insight recently on what is love.
Recently?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when did it happen? Like, when did you have to?
I think it was also just because we were getting ready and thinking about the podcast, and also like the anniversary was coming up for us. Sorry, for us. So every now and then before bed, I would kind of think about like if I would have to explain love, what was? Because I sometimes listen to the podcast, and I've heard people be like, oh, like love is energy, love is this and that. Like I really loved the episode with you and your fiance. It was just very sweet. And I was also then kind of reflecting on my side, and I was like, from a very practical term, I feel like love is a spectrum. So it's kind of like the color wheel, like, you know, because you can also love wholeheartedly food, experiences, friends, your mom, objects. Like, you can truly love those things. And if you think of love as something that has all these dimensions and spectrums, just like sexuality and gender, you really come to realize that, oh, like this very narrow definition and media representation, what love is just like, oh, that's just scratching the surface. And also just kind of a little bit weaponized, I think, to make us feel like, oh, like if you can't achieve those things, like it's all your fault, even though that's not the case.
Yeah. One of my recent guests, Paula Birzniece, it's not still yet a public podcast, but we also talked about this, that love is a spectrum. And that and there's so many explanations to this, and we are always adding something new to this, how to explain, because the mind wants to explain everything and find the right words and explanations for how you feel and how you your love acts and everything. So the spectrum is like really huge, and I think we need to start to add some things up there. What about you?
Well, listening to that, I really love that. And actually thinking about your question right now, like, what have you learned? It's very interesting because I think we perceive love at the beginning as something that we feel, and there is not much to learn about it and to grow into. So it's just like, okay, I feel love, and there's also this whole mysterious idea that you will see somebody and suddenly you will feel something, and then, oh my God, that's love. So you have to pursue it, and you have to go for it, because that is the one reason, or the one goal that you should also have, right, in life. Oh, that is something that you found, and now let's go and make this beautiful big wedding out of it. And then you understand, no, wait, love is also something that I am learning on the way, and there are different kinds of love for different parts of your life, and also to yourself, of course. So that is also learning and an exercise, because it's not only the innate kind of spontaneous feeling that you might feel for something. It can also be something that you're developing because you are around things. So wherever you grew up, the house, the objects you had around you, the plants, or maybe something, like you grow to love those things because they are part of your life, of your development, of you becoming a person, becoming who you are, right? So I think that there is this love that is like the becoming part, and then there is also the more spontaneous love that you, oh my God, I really actually love this person, and that I feel passion for this person, I'm passionate about something. And if you talk about relationships, then you are together, and then you understand, okay, the spontaneity of the feeling that's in there is not the exercise per se, is not the action. So the feeling is also can be very, very different from the action. And your actions in that love context will also allow you to understand or to feel, okay, what does it mean to me to have a life that is abundant in love, in different things. And there is a lot of work, I think, that we have to put into that to be able to really make that happen. And to for me, that's very connected to being a better person and to coming closer to our essence. I went very philosophical now.
So, case closed?
Pretty much. How long you have been married?
Literally 1 year.
1 year today.
one year anniversary.
I think it's a paper. How's it called? The paper in Portuguese is bodas. I don't know in English.
I think it's paper anniversary or something.
Anniversary.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It is.
We should do some origamis. Some hard origamis.
We can open up YouTube and do it right now. Because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But
you can do a plane.
Yeah,
that would still be an origami
counts?
in my
That
book. Yeah,
counts?
I think so.
All right. I can do very good planes then.
So we've been together for 3 years,
Yeah.
and we married. Like we got engaged quite soon after, which for most people is very like, oh my God, it's so quick.
But in the queer community, that was ages.
For women specifically, like the fact that we moved in together, I think 8 months after we started a relationship, that is for most women like, oh my God, you really took your time.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, tell me, when is the right time to do that?
To move in together?
To get engaged, for example.
Oh.
Also to move in together, because there are a lot of people who would tell 8 months, like you at least have to take like 2 years.
Yeah, 5 years
or
or something.
5 years. And we can put like blank space, which question about when to get married, when to do that and that.
Right?
And there are some people who are very strict that you need to do this, otherwise you will not understand like if it's right or meant to be.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? How you feel about it?
It should come, I think, as a realization, but only, this might sound odd, but I think it comes as a realization after you had like relationships that didn't work out or that you found out were quite toxic to you, not just romantic relationships, also kind of family relationships or friendships, that at one point you kind of have to go through enough of them to realize, oh, I don't need this. I don't need this energy. No, but I also don't need people kind of giving me love, let's say. Like I need to, so it comes back to kind of my realization of that kind of givingness. It's that, the moment you realize when you give self-love, when you give respect to yourself, cherish yourself, when you're your biggest own cheerleader, like that confidence and energy, like that is what you need to be whole. Like you do not need somebody to love you to be whole. Like that is just not how, at least in my understanding and feeling, loves to work.
Or maybe in a relationship, right? Because if you are hated by everybody around you, I think there's still something lacking.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, how it was just so natural. It felt like I'm with this person, and very upfront, it was also part of like my own personal growth. Very upfront, I was like, hey, these are the things that I'm not good at. These are my biggest fears in a relationship. This is the things that haven't worked for me before. Maybe it's like something about intimacy. Maybe it's something about communication. Like we just talked about those things upfront. And I was like, do you want to be talkers? Like that is my biggest thing going into any new relationship. And she was like, oh, 100%, I would love to be talkers. And then, without me even going too much into detail, what my biggest fears and insecurities maybe had been built up and actually were, she just kind of not reconcile, she just kind of did things to put me so much at ease, where I was like, oh, I didn't even tell you these things, but this is exactly what I would need a person.
And that was not her intention to do.
No. It wasn't like, oh, so here's the 3 things, and then in the next 2 weeks she does
and
that.
And you figure it out. How.
And I have no idea how. I'm just very happy. Okay.
You were just being you.
Exactly.
Right?
So she was just being herself, and for me it was like, okay, yeah, this is my person. This is exactly it, and it should come as a realization. And I think it's also a little bit different when you ask this question to straight couples, because I think there the expectation of marriage and also the just the power of marriage is just much more diluted. I think for us, and for me specifically, getting married is so powerful because it's illegal in most of the world, including this country that we are in, that we got married, like, and we had to do this whole paperwork to also be recognized in Brazil, because it's legal in Brazil. So in most of Europe and Brazil, like, we're legally married. If right now something happened and like I had to go to a hospital, like, she's, by Latvian definition, she's just a friend of mine, and she's not in the room with me. So it's those kind of things where when you think, oh, I want to get married and have that sense of safety, security, in the maximum coverage in the world, and also to piss off a lot of people. Like, I think that's that additional level of, oh, I really want to get married and I don't want to wait around.
For me, I just wanted a visa.
So not true. She has a very strong visa on her own.
It's also practical, right?
That's why all Latin Americans come to Europe, if you were wondering.
Yeah. She did the opposite. If usually you go to like these Latin American countries to find like a wife, and like find or like go to Asia and find, like, what's it called?
Usually a lot of men go to Asia.
Yeah, exactly. So you did the opposite. Like, you came to Europe and you're like, let me find one of these European girls.
Yeah, but like I do want to say that, you know, what I was saying about, you can grow to love who's around you, okay? And you can grow to love also maybe the wrong person. So you can be deeply in love with somebody and you can live with them, and that partnership in a more practical way of you helping each other, of you being there for each other, of things working out on a daily basis, of you being able to be the fullest person that you want to be, to go for the profession that you want to have, to achieve your goals and do your projects. If that person is not there for you, you can still love that person, but then that's not working. So I think, like, yeah, it's such a delicate topic, love, but what you were asking, how to know when to move in and when those things. So it is a big part of also our rational minds of, okay, there is work to be done from both sides, but it has to be done, you know, by both sides. And are you also compatible in a daily life? Like, does that actually work out? Because otherwise, I feel that so many couples, I think all of us can just fall into resentment and just be like, you know, in a daily basis a little bit more pissed off by the other person by such small things, and that just sums up so hugely. And then you're like, okay, now I do love this person, but then you're developing a weird hate in yourself. Yeah. So I do think that when you're deciding, okay, are you moving in together? Are you going to a next step of getting married? Or, okay, now we have a partnership together. We want to do things together. That also takes into consideration, are you compatible? Do you each other make yourself...
Do you like each other?
Do you like each other? Are you friends? And do you make each other stronger? Like, do you help each other be the best versions that you want to be of yourselves?
Yeah. No, exactly. And because I also see sometimes friends and acquaintances that I've known for ages, that also been together for ages, and they start developing this kind of odd, almost sibling-like relationship where it's just like, yeah, being very petty, being very joking, very publicly kind of embarrassing each other, especially if I go on like trips or something, and we're camping, and then they're kind of making fun of each other, or kind of like, oh, like he's such a this and that, and she's such a this and that, and I think they're thinking, oh, this is all in good fun, we're all having fun, this is very fun, right? And then for you, it's just like, you're just kind of sitting there awkwardly, kind of smiling, kind of like, should I like intervene? Like, what is happening here?
Just grab a popcorn. Because the philosophy I'm living this year, the philosophy I'm living by is just grab a popcorn. Because you can't intervene there. You can't just go there.
Yeah,
this is not right. This is not. If they ask you the opinion, of course, or tips how to do something, of course I can answer that. But otherwise, grab a popcorn and be glad that you don't have this kind of experience yourself. You can see how everyone else is doing this.
However, if you're, especially your girlfriend, like your friend who's a girl, if she's in a toxic relationship, do intervene, do something, talk to her, make her aware, and maybe it will not work out, but you need to do whatever you can do to help on that.
Yeah, and still, I've been there where I have to intervene. I think this is a bit toxic.
Yes.
And still, like, sometimes people don't appreciate honesty. They're not ready for honesty.
Oh my God, so true.
So, and then you mess up your relationship because you told, hey, the guy or the girl the things that she's doing or he's doing, that's not okay. And it's like, no, that's my life. Let me be. And grab the popcorn. Because I think, and it's very hard to tell where is the line where you need to intervene and not. You have to feel it, of course, and just like make that step or don't. Because I think for every one of us, we need to experience things to realize something, and sometimes those things are not like very good to experience, like toxic relationships or not being honest or being betrayed, being cheated on or cheat yourself, whatever. I think you need to experience that.
Oh, he's telling people to cheat in a love podcast.
Just to experience
just for the experience. Because my experience, like for example about cheating, my experience, I've been on both sides, and 2 times being the one who does that kind of thing. The first time it was when I was very young. I was. I'm not trying to like. Hey, I'm not guilty. No, I was guilty.
You're giving context.
Yeah, I'm giving context. Yeah, I was drunk and young and was not thinking straight, and it happened. Of course, I was after that like very sad about it and giving myself a hard time about it and everything.
Did you come?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And I hope she's not listening to this. She's not. And
you can say her name just in case.
So we make sure.
Just to make sure.
Linda, do not listen.
Maria.
And the second time when I did it, I knew what I was doing. And that time made me realize that if I have this, because after the first time I was like, I'm not doing this again, because it's not the right thing to do. If I want to cheat, there's that's the lesson that I learned after the second time. If I have this urge to cheat I know what I'm doing, then there is something wrong about the relationship there. Because I'm not like the guy who's like, yeah, whatever, this is fun, guys, right? No, it was like there was something wrong with the relationship. And after that gave me this lesson. I didn't come clean there. She didn't either, because she was doing the same thing anyway. So.
And you knew, or you just assumed, or you felt?
I felt, and but it was not meant to be. But lessons from that relationship, priceless. Like, and sometimes you have to go there. When you are at that point, it's very hard, I think. A few years later, when you see the big picture, or see the biggest part of it, at least, then you're like, yeah, I'm glad that happened there. Because that gave me this lesson, and I'm not making the same mistakes or doing the same things on the next relationship.
But I think this is the hard part, because we all trying to fit love, which is something that is inside of us, right, into the external. So we're trying to bring what we feel inside to a container that is outside. And that, so to say, container is the place we live in, is the country that has laws. It is also the society. So from a societal perspective, we always start a relationship, a monogamous relationship. So we always start we're not going with other partners. You don't need to talk about it. It's already assumed. So this is the hard thing. We're taking something that is from the inside and we're molding that into, this is the framework of society and this is the behavior of a framework that we all should follow. And we have to make it work. And then there is not only the love part, there is the physical sensations, the attraction, and so on. And all of that has to also fit in the society. So what Dana was talking about earlier, that we decided to be talkers, is something so important. And there is a lot of work to do that. I won't lie that we have to also actively pursue that. It's not so natural. We really have to say, hey, we have to do check-ins, let's just talk about stuff, and let's just bring things out without having to be in a moment of a fight or a discussion. So talking about things and really sharing and having a little bit of a more open-minded mindset to also understand that we've all been told that cheating, that having attraction for other people is bad and you're a bad person if that is happening and there's something wrong with you. And of course, like what you said, there's also probably something wrong with the relationship if you then ended up doing it or if you went for it. But these realizations that I think we do have a lot of repression that we want to fit into this what has been told to us. Like my joke at the beginning that I read about relationships in a teen magazine from the 90s, which are so problematic. But this is true. This is what we read. Oh, okay, so this is what it means to be dating, to have a girlfriend, a boyfriend. This is what it means. And then you try to fit your feelings and what you want or who you are into that and how to make that possible. So it's the biggest cliche in the world, but communication and just really share with each other. But I think the biggest part is not to communicate, but I think the biggest work we all have to do is to be less judgmental. Because if you would probably approach those things with your then girlfriend, there would be so much judgment going on, right? Maybe from both sides of oh no, but this means that you this, but this means that you that, or that is wrong, or you have no morals.
Instead of really exploring what is it in our intimacy right now that I am missing and lacking in, actually just having the safe space to talk about you know what, I've actually I have these feelings for somebody and I just want to talk them through, and it's probably just a momentary thing, but that also still happens. People still have crushes and those kind of things. And then if you feel my partner's going to judge me and think the worst of me if I bring these up, then these things have nowhere to go. They bottle up, and then you actually later on act on it versus working through them, having that self-awareness, having a partner that supports you in that journey. I feel like that is just a way more healthier, like you said, a healthier way to grow in the relationship. And it's never going to be linear. It's never going to be just this one single path of a relationship. So, okay, we got married. Now we just go until our 90s, and then we die together in bed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's so much to it. And I think, talking is just so important in creating the space. And again, love is work, so you really have to actively create a space for that. It won't just happen, because otherwise you might just end up talking about a TikTok video you just saw or about whatever, and then you don't get to the space of coming to those things.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how you are built and how you're wired.
Also,
yeah, because and how much intentionally work you have put it in to build yourself or to try understand how you are built. Because for me, what I have realized, and I recently told that to my fiance, that whenever there will be some kind of a dance or a party or a ball, whatever, there is no way that you will see me dancing with another woman. because I'm not just wired like that. I have one and only, and that's you. And that's not like intentionally. It's just like I don't feel that that doesn't feel right for me. If we are like in a circle and we're dancing around some cool song, yeah, that's fine. But like a close dance, you know, like couples do, never ever.
Yeah.
And why did you tell that to her?
There was a context. We were talking about other people and how they are doing some stuff in their lives. And for example, I will. You both look great today.
Thank you.
But that's the line. I will never go over this line with like telling compliments to other women. Yeah.
And this is something that you also feel like, so if you would do, you would also feel, oh, this to me feels wrong.
Yeah, that's I just don't feel right about it. It's like,
which I think so many men should learn also. Like, please listen to Arthur, because we need a lot more respectful men out there. Because there is this idea also that because you're a woman and you notice, oh my gosh, she did put effort today in the way she looks. I can see that she did her hair, she did her makeup, and this clothes she didn't just put anything that she found. And then there is this assumption that because of that, you can cross actually that line of not only, oh, you look really good today, but to say something else or to maybe touch her or to, you know, like those innocent touches that are not
come too close and touch her back is something odd like that.
Yeah. So this is so important. And I think also having this respect, like the way that you have with your girlfriend, fiance, if she's not there also, but this is wrong. It feels wrong to me. If this is an agreement that you both have, you know.
No, that's something that the way how I work.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like it's. I didn't even tell this to her like for more than a year. Just like we just had a context, and I was like, yeah, you know how I work on this one. Yeah. Does marriage change anything? Because this is one of the questions. Like I have friends that recently got married, and they have been together with their girlfriends, now wives, for more than almost or more than 10 years. And then does it change anything? How do you think?
100%. Like I feel like I feel, I don't know why, a little bit annoyed when my friends say, "Oh, nothing changes. You're still sleeping in the same bed with the same person,"
which is true.
which is just facts. But again, maybe this comes back to how we experience marriage. It just feels so much more powerful because I can now go in the world and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go and do that with my wife. Me and my wife." Like it's such a powerful statement. To me, it symbolizes. It symbolizes that I do not care what anyone might think or believe, what is right, what is not right. It is what I believe, and also what I intend to do with my rights, and how to exercise them. I don't know. Like for me, it doesn't change things in the practical as much as in my kind of worldview and in confidence, I think.
Interesting. That's cool.
You haven't talked about this.
Like just
a year later.
How do you feel now? No, I think the aspect of also like, okay, we're in this together, because that is really more the feeling. Okay, we've literally signed papers. We're in this together. And in this, meaning in life. So it's all that life can bring. And I think there is a lot more of a seriousness whenever we're discussing, for example, our personal dreams or our personal aspirations, because you're now a couple, so it's not only, oh, now you woke up and you want to be an improv teacher in, in Southeast Asia, and then you can just go and do that. It's it takes more of, okay, we're in this together, but there is a balance of how to find out what is our own individuality, but also how to do this as a couple who has actively decided everything that we will do, we'll figure this out together.
Yeah. And actually also a really big thing for me was the realization, like this, like we are a family. Like it's like before, of course you can have that feeling in that sense of like, oh, this is my person. But now in like every kind of sense of the word, it's like, oh, we're a family, we're creating, like we are that core family unit. And also then we're kind of merging our worlds even more together.
Exactly, and it's a very silly example for that. But I can talk shit about exes, right? So that is also the place for that. That's also why we're here. So I have a dog for 9 years now. So now it's, of course, our dog. And this is one practical example that was so clear to me because he never accepted my dog, even though he loves the dog so much. He used to love the dog so much. It was never like, oh, this is our dog. It was always like, this is my dog, and whatever he would do for the dog, he's doing a favor to me. So there was always this feeling that he's doing me such a big favor. So if I have to go on a trip, or if something like, or if so I would already pay for everything. I would pay for, she needed so many things. So I would pay for all those things, and I would be the main caretaker. But it was always this feeling that, oh, you owe me. He even told me, you owe me that I did this for you. And then, okay, this is just one of the issues of the past relationship. There were several more, but then we broke up. And now with Dana, it's so different that she from point zero, she's like, oh, okay, we have a dog. So I am a dog mom now. Yeah. So there is no like...
Well, at first I felt like I was the stepmom. But then I grew into my full momness.
Yes, of course. It is a process, right?
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, but the attitude was there. And now, because we're like, okay, we are a family, there is this idea, okay, we have a dog, so we're both caring and giving a shit, you know? So it's so different.
My fiance came with a dog as well.
You can relate.
And I can relate. And this is the thing that she told me, that that it's so good that me and the dog, that we fit so well together, and that there is no feeling that it's her dog, it's our dog. And whenever I'm like... it's actually very weird for me because I didn't choose this. And whenever I have to talk with someone, with my friends, I'm like saying that it's our dog, and I'm like, yeah, but it was not my choice, but it just happened, and I just like grew into this, and it's so weird that I didn't choose this, but this is in my life. Very, I'm usually keeping this to myself because it's just like a weird thought going on, and mine is like, what? But yeah, she told me that that's very important for her as well.
Right.
And when you're telling this, like, it freaking makes sense. I think it's a great advice to, if you are trying to find your right person, first of all, buy yourself a dog.
To test.
Yeah.
Or borrow one, just to see the reaction.
Go on a couple of dates with the dog.
So that's a practical one. When you were growing up, what was in your childhood? Did you experience love, or did you see saw some kind of examples of love and relationship?
Oh my God, imagine you have a guest who's like grown in an orphanage or something, been abandoned, and the person's like, let me tell you, I was abandoned.
Question stays, like, what did you see there?
Question stays.
Did you receive love, or is this problematic thing that I can see? Does that have a reason?
Has that affected you in any way? Growing up. No, I think, to be honest, one of the first things I must say, I have a lot of friends who relate to this, and I don't know if it's because of the Soviet mentality of our parents, but I think a lot of us, especially in our like teens and even like when we were kids, we were like, why are our parents together? Like, they are so not a match. Like, they're fighting all the time. It's this and that. Like, they just didn't really have the tools to communicate, to kind of also have that personal kind of growth. And then I also grew up in a home like that where I didn't understand what love is through my parents. I would only understand what love is through cartoons. So I would be like watching The Little Mermaid and being like, oh my God, I'm also going to grow up and be a real woman one day.
With legs.
With legs. So I think that was, for me, the first thing was to realize, oh, like where can I find kind of this idea of love? And that was kind of for me, it was TV. I was a compulsive watcher of TV. I loved it so much. So that's also, I think a lot of these programs really taught me so much about friendship and courage and this and that. Because I grew up like teeny tiny town, middle of nowhere, Latvia. You know, like there's not a lot of opportunity to necessarily go on these adventures and do those things, especially in a country that's just gone out of this like crazy political system. So for me, I to be honest, also experiencing love as an only child, I kind of was grasping onto it through friendships. So I would always be this kind of chameleon and try to make friends with people, like any means necessary, which means I would also experiment quite a lot with, which I didn't understand at the time, but was with jokes. So I would kind of really gauge, even like as a 5-year-old, okay, if I make a joke about this person, like we don't like it, it seems a lot of people like this person, we don't joke about this person. Okay, if I make fun of this person, that actually doesn't feel right for me because they're, I don't know, maybe it actually now looking back, maybe it was just racist or something like that. And then I realized, oh, but I can make jokes about myself. I can be the butt of the joke. And that's how I'm going to be bringing people in. So I would find these a bit problematic ways of like getting love and feeling love, because I just wanted to that feeling of kind of community and acceptance, which I think comes with giving love, but I wasn't let's say well versed in that. I didn't have great examples, so I was just kind of figuring it out. But I've always felt like I have so much love to give. I've always felt like I just have this like big well that is just full of love, and I would love to give it out. And then for years, I think even like into my 20s, I was like, where do I put all this love? Like I just have so much of it. But to the point that it would really make me depressed and brokenhearted, where I was like, oh, it's just not working out. I have nowhere where to put it. Like, do I put it in storage? Yeah. And that's also not working out for me. So that's my experience.
I'm the receiver.
Exactly.
What about you?
So actually, yeah, like growing up with what does love mean and what you're saying, it brings me to that point that love is the essence from us. I grew up in Brazil, in the south, in a very, very small town, far away from anything far away from any bigger city that would have anything happening. And one thing about Brazil is that it's a very religious country. So we all have Christianity and all teachings are just in everyone's lives every day. So it's not only like here, okay, maybe you're a Christian or not, or you go to church and you have that. It's so more in your everyday life. It's very different. And one thing that I heard a lot, that we all hear a lot, is that God is love. And for me, that is so, so true, because also the way that I understand God. So for me, God is, we were talking about this yesterday, and I think I found an interesting way of thinking about it. It's like, it's also said that God is perfect, but I think the way, if you turn the sentence around, it makes more sense. I think that perfect is God. So if we think about nature of where we are, and how, if we're not interfering, how perfectly nature works and how it exists, and that we can exist as part of this, that this perfection for me is love, and that is to me also the essence of God. And for me, us being able to get close to that, the only way is through love. There is no other way. So for you to achieve, not even achieve, because that means like that you're trying to achieve something, but for you to get close to that most pure and beautiful point of all of us as humans, is only if you allow love in your life, and if you actively bring love into your actions, into what you're doing, into who you are. And for me, love is the sole thing that can give meaning to what you do. So in your work, if you find something that you can feel that spark inside of love, and that you can bring that out, it will give meaning to your life. And in the everyday things that you do, in the way that you even the way that you set up your space, you have your notebook, a notebook that you like, that fits with you, that is love, that is giving meaning to you and your relationship with your objects, with the things around you, with the people around you. So for me, like growing up with this just this sentence, God is love, it took me also some time to understand, okay, so it's actually so deep. We just say it, and we also say it in a way of like, know that you are loved the way that you are, right? So that is also a bit part of the Christianity saying of that. But it's so much more deep for us to be able to try to connect with love and bring it to our lives every day in everything that we do, because in the end that is really what will make us, okay, I am having a meaningful life, and every day when I wake up I have these moments of connection with the things that I do, and that is because I am bringing love. And when you do that, it's not a given that you will receive back, but when you receive back, it's the most beautiful thing. And what you were saying, that you had so much love to give, and you didn't have the people to receive and to give back to you. It's really, it makes us empty. And that's why I say that love is the essence, because if we don't have it, we will feel empty. We will feel really there is something missing in my life.
Yeah. I think also what was my issue there was that I didn't realize that I can also give love to myself. And that also I think is an important part, like that essence of when you truly bring, let love through yourself in the actions and how you make the spaces and environments, and also just how you think and talk to yourself, like that then also gives you more patience to wait for the people who really are deserving of that love you're giving. And sometimes they don't even need to deserve it, you just want to give it in some kind of instances, circumstances, I don't know, like if there's if you're camping and you see people and their bag got lost or something, you're like, don't worry, like here's also, take our rations, it's fine. It's also kind of this givingness and this love. Actually, what was interesting about what you mentioned about making your spaces like with love, I've actually heard that there's like this psychological effect as well. Like if you are feeling like really stuck, really depressed, like putting yourself in environments that like spark joy, like give you the feeling of like, oh, I love being here, like it helps you do better anything that you have in front of you, be it something creative or being even something practical, but also creating those spaces and moments. And even just putting on some music that reminds you of very kind of loving moments, even from childhood. The other day I was riding my bike and I heard someone blasting Turkish music, and then I thought, like this person, and he looks like he was like in his like mid-20s or something, and this person, I feel like he grew up with this music, like he absolutely loves that. And I thought it's the same if somebody grew up with like a family that only played rock and roll, and like Elvis or something, you just like, oh, this is how I go back to like it's a piece of music that makes me remember and feel love and feel loved.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, yeah. And well, you were saying about the empathy also, right? In a way that you talked about the spectrum of love in the other podcast, but that's also why I think love is so much the essence, because we derive so many things from it. So then, like, if you have love, then you will exercise empathy, and that will also bring you closer to love. And that is so beautiful that we can do that. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves what are the empathetic things that we can do in our day-to-day lives that will get you closer to that essence, to that beauty.
Yeah. You mentioned about the environment. There is this place in Latvia where, and probably elsewhere in the world, but one specific place where you can go and treat your addiction, and the way how they do it. The man who is organizing all this process, he once was addicted himself, and he have created environment where you can come and it's not restricted for you to, like, you can smoke if you want, you can drink if you want, whatever, like, we don't care. but the environment there and the things that they give, it's a different environment where you probably where you were drinking and smoking and doing drugs or whatever. So you don't have all these triggers that make you do it, because the environment, just like there's so much love in there, you don't need to smoke cigarettes or drink, and you decide yourself that you don't need that, and no one else is there like don't drink or don't smoke. And it's the most powerful thing to like realize yourself that you don't need this, right? No one else can come into. We want that someone will come and tell what we need to do, but when you do that yourself, then it actually works. And it's I was listening to this and I was like, amazing, because there was like questions for him, like how to help young people overcome their addiction and smoking or whatever, and he was like, treat the parents. Don't blame the kids. Blame the environment and who is responsible for that. And it was like, and he's sitting like there. Now I'm gonna tell something that they're gonna cancel me for. It was like straight to the point, a bit rude about things, but that's the only way how someone can hear this, right? You have to be a bit rude and over the line.
But imagine like the story that Dana was telling, right? That she didn't find people to receive and to give love. Like if you just don't find it, and you're maybe a person who, maybe you think, okay, like my looks are not helping and I don't have money and then all these things, and it just makes everything impossible. Like then you will need this source from somewhere, because otherwise we're empty. So then, you go to drugs, you go to alcohol, you go to parties, you go to even as simple as a TikTok addiction. You know? Yeah,
the ways how we feel the holes in ourselves, it's like so many ways to do it, and sometimes the first thing that comes in our mind is like drugs and alcohol and everything, so those bad things. But it can also be like TikTok or way too much movies or whatever, right? Something that crosses the line, that you're like not treating yourself well. I had the therapy this year, and the realization how I was feeling my whole was
do you want to share that?
It was because there was something missing in my life. I found myself in a, and it could come like a surprise for you, but I found myself in the hip hop culture. And my therapist asked me, how do you think, what kind of people what kind of people are rappers, and what kind of people listen to hip hop? Well, usually they're very sad. They had like very rough childhoods. They're missing love a lot, and they receive this attention here where people like that is listening and giving praise, and you're feeling loved. And still there's like a lot of drugs involved and violence, and I found myself there, and my identity was being in the hip hop for like more than 15 years. And when my therapist told me this, it's like and
you didn't know that he was in the hip hop scene?
No, I did. That's he was being around.
It's a surprise for her that that was not the right place to be. She asked me like we sort of like, it was like hypnotherapy. So she asked me
hip-hopnotherapy. I'm sorry.
And she asked me like, imagine like this 15, 14, 16-year-old kid, myself, like if you would receive the love that you needed back then, how do you think, what kind of music you would listen then? I was like, well, not hip-hop. Definitely not. And
interesting. But there is something beautiful about sadness, right? We were also talking about different emotions yesterday, and I don't know, I feel a deep love when I listen to my favorite band, which is The Cure, and their saddest songs, the ones that no one listens to. Those, I feel so happily sad listening to that, and I love it so much. It gives me such a beautiful feeling. So I think it's important not to think like, oh, love is all just happy, right? But definitely like the maybe other things in what people were doing or what attention they're seeking, right? So that means a lack of love.
And it's very hard to tell. Yeah, everyone else have to like figure out for himself or herself, like, what is this thing in my life? Is it good? Is it not? I'm lacking something or not? Should I think about something? Like, when you take something out, like whatever, like hip hop for me, like when I take something out, I have to put something in. And if you don't decide that by yourself, then, like I like to say, nature will find a way how to put something in there. But then the nature will be the one who decides what to put in there. But you have the right to think for yourself and put the right things in there.
Did you break up with hip hop?
Yeah.
How was that?
And is now nature, like, because you go on these really long walks in the Sunday, is that what is instead of hip hop?
That's just part of my identity.
I
No,
see.
no, no. So, sorry, what's the question? Like how it was?
Yeah. To break up, yeah.
Amazing. Just like there's no like you feel a bit. For example, like recently there was this. I had a problem with Spotify and with my distributor.
You lost your algorithm.
I lost all my music on the market.
Yeah, because he was publishing hip hop as
Oh,
well.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you were a creator. Okay.
Yeah, as well, a lot of things, but as well. And yesterday I talked with my friend who's a music producer, and I said, it was bad. I still don't understand why, but the long story, but my feeling inside is just like I feel a bit lighter, It's like 10 centimeters above the ground.
Oh, wow.
Because I have nothing
Because
anymore.
it owned you.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, and now I'm free from that. And there's like also other things, just like when you mentally and physically as well let them go. It's just like, what now? What should I put in there? Yeah. And that's the experience about it.
Amazing.
I think you have, both of you have answered to this one, but the second question, I still have to ask that one.
Yeah, sure.
And to like sum up everything that you told me before, what is love? If you would have to define it right now, and as I said, you sort of and very precisely explain it, how you feel about it and how you see it. But I still have to ask this question.
Yes.
What is love?
Love to me is something you give and not demand. So something you give yourself, something you almost unconsciously just feel like you want to give others. It's kind of an urge. It's just like it can appear like an idea. Like one moment you didn't have the idea and somehow it just popped into your head, and that's it. Like it's so clear. I think love also kind of just appears like that. As we've talked about before, sometimes you love people who don't love you back, and you just can't help it. Like love is this kind of almost like this essence, that just like appears within you. And love is also, I think, misunderstood and romanticized. There's a reason, why we don't think anyone truly loves autocrats, because they install fear to get your love. And to me, it just comes back to we're not only social beings, but clearly we want to be at service to each other. So we're also giving beings. So that to me is love. That, as I mentioned before, that purest form of selflessness.
Beautiful. I love
Thank you. Namaste.
I think I said it, but summarizing, I think love is our essence, and love is perfect, and seeking out and exercising love is what will give meaning to our lives in any kind of thing. And it's not only your relationship, it's how you are with yourself, with your everyday life, with the things around you, with the people around you, with the animals around you. If you find that and bring that to your life, you will be closer to what to me is this perfection of nature, of where we are and how we're connected. You can call that God, you can call that anything that you would like. But that is the one way. That is really the one way that we can get close to that essence, and that we can feel whole.
Yeah. I also really love, we talked a bit about this yesterday, but this idea of perfection, to me, it almost is like, what are the odds that this happened? Like, that is kind of the essence of that perfection in nature, because to imagine to be floating on a rock and to have the perfect atmosphere, the perfect temperature, everything, and then everything from an amoeba and even mosquitoes makes sense in this in this cycle of nature, like that truly is just perfect. Like, that is the definition of that. Like, almost, nature, what are the odds this is happening, and how wonderful. And love also can sometimes
and in a more
appear like that.
Yes, and so this is like the philosophical part, but in a more politicized way, I think really love is something that we are also told that this has to be like this, fit in this context, and work like that. And we are all giving a timeline in our lives. So we start going to school, and then you're just thinking about the next year of school, and the next year, and then you're going to high school, and then you're going to university or something, or you're getting a job or whatever. So there's always this timeline, and we are giving as a society a timeline for love as well. And you will date, you will do this, and you will do that, and then you'll find somebody, you will find the one, and then you fall in love, and then you will get married, and then this, and you have kids, and this, and that, and that. So I think we have a lot of work to deconstruct that, because the part of like the essence of what is love is completely different to what we have decided how our society is organized and how we should do things. And watch out for yourself. Love people who also deserve to be loved, and know that you can love people who are not good to you, and things that are not good to you, like your hip-hop example. Know that is a thing, that can be love, but that's just not good for you. So there is a lot of work that we also have to do to seek out love, and to also choose what actually should be part of our love in our hearts.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. And it also makes me think that sometimes, not to negate that you gave love to music or to a person, you also, I think, at one point, like when you give love, you have this connection, like you're holding on to it, and at one point you just have to let go. It's like, okay, that love I still have is sitting there, but I am now walking backwards. I'm going away, and I'm finding new ways where to put that love, and it's not in that direction anymore.
Yeah, like in The Little Prince, right?
No.
If you love them, let them go.
Exactly.
And I think we have misunderstood this one, like always we do, like misunderstood this quote. You mentioned church, and that Brazil is a very religious country.
Yeah.
Thanks to Portuguese and Spaniards. But
yes.
but I recently had a podcast with a priest.
Oh, really?
And he said it's, before we started to record, he said it's weird. And I asked, what exactly? That two men sit down and talk about love. And I was like, why it's weird? You're not doing that with in how it's called in your church.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we have different topics that we talk about.
Really?
And we had an interesting talk about it, and from the perspective, from religious perspective.
So
in
he's
church.
Catholic, right? You said
No,
priest.
he's Protestant.
Okay, so probably a pastor, or you call it priest, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably like that. But and he told me that to read the Gospel of John.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that in Latvian. It's a difficult literature to read, but I was in Spain and doing El Camino of Santiago, and we were in this albergue where there was like this little book, Gospel of John. I was like, well, here it is.
Oh, no way!
and we took it with us, and I read it on the way. First time I was reading it, and that's the main story, right? The canon, that this one everyone should know. And the one thing I was reading, I was like, hey, Jesus is talking about love here and here as well.
All the time.
Freaking all the time.
Yeah.
And we were visiting a lot of churches on the way. And the first thing that I noticed after reading the gospel was that I can't find anything about love in the church. There's like freaking nothing. There's like huge, very luxury type of building, and there's nothing about love. Not even like a freaking quote from the gospel about love. And I wrote to him about this, and he said that the church is just a building, that the people make it all about it, right? And then it differs from the group of the people who are doing it, of course. But yeah, my takeaway from that was that the man, the myth, the legend, he was talking about the love all the time.
Yes.
And I was asking the questions to the one and only who knows everything, ChatGPT, about the gospel, and asking my questions like and some kind of things that I don't understand why it's like that now, if Jesus was telling this. And one question was, so it's called Christianity, right? But the Christ, he was like 30 years old, something,
Yes.
and they were not calling this Christianity, right?
No.
What's the name of that? How they were calling this back then? So
The Messiah, probably, but also just Jesus.
Yeah,
And
but
people against, they were like,
yeah, but the Romans were those who gave the name for this, for the people who follows the Christ. Those are Christians, so it's a Christianity.
Yes.
So the Romans came up with the name for it. So I asked how they were calling it back then, the people who were following the Christ, how they were defining this one. And it was the way. And you telling this story about that this is the way how we should be, and about the love and everything, and Jesus was talking about love, and they were calling this the way. It blew my freaking mind. That ChatGPT was like, yeah, the way, man. I was like, wow.
Yeah, so this is from the Gospels, one of the main key takeaways. So Jesus is the way, so the way for you to get to God. And Jesus is love, God is love, so it's the way for you to get there. So that is beautiful, it's very impactful. It is, so a lot of the teachings of what to do, what not to do, you should do this, you should not wear that, all of those things are just so far away from the main teachings of love each other and care for each other and help each other. And many of the instances, if you read about, what this person back then did was going and seek out to the ones who were sick, to the ones who had like the weirdest diseases that everyone just wanted to be away from. And he was helping those people, to the women who were prostitutes, to the ones who are from the other town and the other beliefs. No, we are one. We are brothers and sisters. We are one. So we love each other. And this is exactly what's missing in the world today. And the crazy thought that religion divides people so much, and I don't know much about other religions, but what I hear, the essence is also love. It is the essence. And it's the fact that is not uniting us, but actually we are caught on the nitty-gritty details of how to behave, what to wear, what to say, and how to call God, if it's God, if it's Allah, or if it's something else, where actually, or if it's nature, or if it's namaste. Like that actually that's just dividing us, and if we would focus on love, it would be so much better.
Yeah, this was also the work of Princess Diana.
Praise. Yeah.
But good that you had that journey, right? Oh my God, that you did it before you went to Camino de Santiago, and then you...
Yeah, that was the fourth time. But the first time when there was gospel involved in this one. But it all came together at the right moment. Anything else you want to add or ask while we are talking, like right now, about love, a relationship, or anything that comes in your mind?
Well, after how many years of doing this, what is your big takeaway? When have you stood up from these microphones and been like, oh, this is what love also can be? Do you have any memory like that?
I remember the one thing was that I was believing that why we are coming here is because this is the only place where we can feel love and experience it, because probably on other planets or in other life forms it's not possible to do that. But that was a long time ago, and I'm still, after all these years, I'm still sticking to that love is energy, similar to the solar or the wind energy, doesn't matter, but it's the energy, and we have the the receiver of it. So the question is, how good is your receiver, which update it have on, and because
From where?
because if we are like reducing this to like the physical definitions and language, then you have receiver, the solar the love energy is coming into you, so it expands in your body, so, and you have a lot of love, full of love, and the question is how put this energy into work. Similar like we put the solar energy in running this thing or whatever, same with the love. And I think that's the biggest takeaway for me, because that makes me myself understand where I put my love. And it's not also it's not only about the people, it's also about like the things in this room. For example, the way how I pick up this glass and the way how I put it down, there's a lot of love in that, because it's still working, right? It's not fractured or anything, because I'm with my loving gesture I put it down and it's still there. How I like do all of the things, and I agree that we have misunderstood this. We have romanticized it, and there is place for that as well. There is a lot of amazing and happy things about love, but there is also a lot of like hard things that give us hard time to deal with.
No, for sure.
And me and my fiance, we realized that the pain and sadness, it's not about love as love itself, but it just comes with it, because we can't deal with this huge energy. Sometimes it's very hard. I have my ex-colleague, she have a friend who did ayahuasca ritual, and I don't remember exactly the story, but I guess she didn't finish it, because she got sick, and so she didn't go through all the journey. And because of that, she was sort of like stuck in the middle between this reality and the other ones.
Wow.
And she was feeling how the love is like coming inside her all the freaking time, and she is loving everything. Like the way how you love the other person, the strongest love that we can feel, she was loving everything around, like every little grass, like tree and everything. And for mine and for our body, which is very biomechanical, it's a very hard thing to do. And that's why we have all these blocks, and we're trying to keep this one alive and still putting in the love, and sometimes it hurts. But it's not love. The pain and the sadness and everything, it's not love. Love is just, it makes us feel those things. These kind of takeaways.
It would be very interesting to, I read it a long time ago now, I don't remember specifically, but how other non-Western communities understand love. And maybe, not for sure Asian, there is a lot of things to learn from, but I think, imagine like the indigenous communities, how they would understand it, and what kind of words would they have? Because probably wouldn't be like a translation to love, but maybe it's something completely different. I think that would be interesting.
That's. I'm hoping to take this over the borders and.
You can take it to Amazonia. That's the Amazon. I'm wearing Amazonia shirt today.
Because I was very interested how you would describe all of this, because you're coming from the other continent and different culture. Because everywhere else there's something different, and something differs, different experiences, environments, and
So in Brazil, it's very important that you show some kind of love daily and constantly to everybody. So that's why we're seeing as a warm culture. And when people go there, they're like, "Oh my God, everybody's so nice." So there is it's a little bit of a pressure also, but you're making sure that this is constantly understood. And it's the weirdest example was when I just arrived in Germany. I was sitting in a restaurant, just a university restaurant, and the guy next to me dropped something. And the way that we call somebody's attention in Brazil, now people listening cannot see, but we would stroke somebody very carefully and lovingly, like this, just like very softly. So I'm like catching his attention like this. And this man, so I don't know this man, right? And he just like, big eyes just turns to me and he's just speechless, just looking at me like, what the fuck is happening? Like a stranger, a woman just starts stroking
caressing me.
Caressing me in a student in a restaurant. So this is a little bit, so we're more gentle, not always of course, right? The bullets are out there. But we're more gentle in that sense. And then I understood that in Germany, it was just a thank you. And for me, that is so aggressive and so like, yeah, you're not showing love to the other person. So it is a thing that coming from my culture, there is a lot of adapting and understanding that, yeah, sometimes in the Netherlands where I live, when people like push me away to go around me on the street, it's not a sign of aggression, it's just a bit of the way that people are. But for me, it is understood a little bit of so much lack of love and so much, why are you so aggressive, you know? So there is the different cultures definitely plays a big role into demonstrating love in a daily basis. I think I don't know.
Yeah.
And see, and this kind of differences, like how we are doing this, and I think that's very interesting. Have you done your homework?
Yes,
Yeah.
kind of.
Still, we have our time because. This is the book of love, where every guest that comes that puts in something in this, like thoughts, quotes, whatever about love and what they think and whatever resonates with them at that exact moment. So if you want to share what you have brought and put it in.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. So we go grab it.
Yeah. If you grab mine.
Oh, this is yours. Okay, mine is over there. Okay, wait. Yeah.
Should I explain to it? Explain or?
Yeah, if you want to share.
So I was really inspired by you mentioning that someone wrote a note on a piece of blood analysis paper.
let's call it. I thought that you will do something the same.
Yeah, no, but actually, I didn't even realize this. But then Rafa mentioned it to me yesterday. It's like, oh, what if you do it on this? Because I was the only one who got a physical boarding pass. Because I was the only
racism.
No, because I was the only one getting like a big luggage, and then we got like one big luggage and 2 hand luggages. And then I wrote mine on the back.
Wow.
And the date is from yesterday. It has my name and where I flew from. So
Perfect.
You have a bit of a reminder there. And I kind of like, this is just my notes of what I was already saying. Like love is. Yeah. And I think my biggest takeaway is love. Giving love attracts more people who want to give love. That is, I think, the main thing you'll find behind the baggage sticker.
Beautiful, beautiful. You can put it in here, wherever you feel.
Do you read those, or how is your relationship to the book?
Do you want to finish the book and then read it, or?
No, the people usually they come and tell me what they have brought with them. But yeah, I have to put something in from myself as well, of course.
And can you get somebody to come over on the podcast, like who has just been like super heartbroken and like is super?
I'm trying. I'm trying. This is
I know a couple of people.
Like do a partnership with Tinder, or just.
Because this is a very open space. I don't mind, like, even if you have let's say, I don't know, wrong opinions about the relationship and how to do it, come here. Mm-hmm. Tell me. I probably will not. Like agree on some things, but I'm here to listen. Like, whoa, who I am to like tell you're doing something wrong, right?
That's just called journalism.
Yeah, let's.
And we love journaling.
yeah, mostly in Latvian.
Yeah, well, although all you need is love is here.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. There. Yeah. Someone brought it something in English as well.
So what are you gonna put in the book? Okay,
so first. Where I'm taking it from, so this is my personal journal, and I can connect to the feeling of love inside of me when I write. So it's very special to be able to have like a pen and a paper to do that. So taking love out of it is also very meaningful to me. So I wrote love, in my language is amor, is perfect, perfect is love, it is and gives meaning. Very simple.
Beautiful.
So you don't glue them, so they're gonna fall.
Not yet, but they're getting so many there that I need to do
That's
something.
Nice. Oh, look at this. Yeah. 10 a.m.
That's mine.
Oh, will I be able to read yours? I know it's yours.
No.
Okay.
You need to wait when the book comes out.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, and also date and name.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, yours is already there.
On there. Yeah.
Last name, boarding time, and gate as well.
Design-wise, I think I have to keep how they are like written there.
No, exactly.
And it's interesting that when you talk about love, like people go directly into a relationship, right? It would be so nice if we can talk about love also in a different way, because it's so much more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one guy who came here and talked about his love to bike. He's like a cyclist, and he has this huge love for cycling.
Oh, I somehow thought you were going to say huge legs.
As well.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, like, and he's, he just, I don't know, a few years, he got married a few years ago, and he told me that his wife is teaching him how to love actually in relationship, because the huge part of his life is just cycling, and how he feels that love is there, how much love he feels. And he also like defined it like a mechanical love. There's this biological against to other people, and then there's mechanical to his bicycle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's one example. Yeah, but of course, if anyone is listening to this and thinking about how they love to paint and the paintings or art or whatever, I'm open to hear that, because there's a lot of love in other places as well, not only to each other.
And also other podcasts. So for example, if you have a love for exploring new podcasts, go to Street Smarts on Spotify or YouTube.
What it is about?
I talk about hate.
Hate?
No.
Street Smarts.
Because the streets are rough.
So on Street Smarts, I go on the streets and I invite guests to have knowledge that is not coming from like a classroom or from the books, but maybe things that they went through, and usually is very hard-earned lessons that they can share with people. So for example, people who are immigrants and came and made businesses and in Europe, or who came as a refugee, or also people from here who have complex PTSD and how they navigated that and how they learn how to cope with their own feelings and how to go about it. So it's a really broad spectrum of what to talk about, but things that people have learned throughout their lives. Yes.
Beautiful.
Maybe we can do an episode in Latvian one day. Let's see if I learn it by then.
We can do it in English as well. But nice. Thank you, girls, for coming.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
fun. Thanks so much.
Like a therapy? A lot of people have told me that this is like a therapy.
No, I think it's more like a gratitude session. Like, you know, when you just like do a little bit of like reflecting and thinking about these
I think we're
gorgeous things.
like that too. Yeah, like meditation, kind of like it's so nice to just talk about these things.
Yeah, because we have real therapists.
Yeah.
Pay real money for.
Still, this is like 20 euros for each, but but yeah, like you were telling something before, and I wanted to mention that one of the biggest mistakes that we are doing, and I'm pretty sure that we must do it so we can learn, is just taking things for granted. Love this freaking nature and the world, and if we go outside at the nighttime and we see stars and we're like, yeah, there's beautiful stars out there. Now that's freaking crazy that you can actually see something like that, and that's real, and how that even works, and we are taking things for granted. And I think that's a
with
mistake.
the night we got engaged, we were in the middle of the Amazon jungle, and we were like, oh my God, street people are gonna hate us, because it was already such a beautiful, awesome day. And then at the end of it, we're lying beneath the stars, and then there's like the most perfect falling star that we both just
That we
happened to see.
both saw.
And it's like, and it was like in a movie, like it was like big and crisp. It wasn't just like, oh, was that? No, it was like, whoa, like that kind of thing. And that's, I think, also part of that, that nature, where it's just, what are the odds that just happened? It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But but to be honest, I think also your biker friend, it could be also interesting, like to see, okay, but what then he enables his wife to also do? Is she just at home with the kid cleaning up, also doing the work and everything? So working on when love is work, it's also self-work, and also like making sacrifices for the other person, and not just being like, oh, I married you, have to love me like I am, these are my hobbies, this is my time, like kind of deal with it, you love me, and that's it. It's like, okay, no, also understanding, how are the things I really want and need also affecting this other person? And it comes back to what we talked about. You can't just now go and fly off and do improv. It's some of these days where you're like, okay, how is this actually going to affect the person I love?
Yeah. And you have to talk about it.
And you have to talk about it, man.
Yeah, and figure it out. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whenever you come to Latvia again, or if I go to Amsterdam,
Yes,
please.
Let's talk again. Even if we meet up without the microphones or anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
And if you come again, a year or 2
Yes.
years later, come here to the podcast. Let's do another talk.
Oh,
and
Yes.
so
see
nice.
what's have changed and what we have learned
Yeah, right.
during this time.
You
So-
quote us and then you're like,
So this becomes for 10 years like the wedding, our wedding anniversary tradition. Like we just need to fly in Artūrs.
It's like with the Billie Eilish and the Vogue it was.
oh yeah, that's right.
every freaking year. All right. Thank you very much, and
Thank
see
you
you
so
next
much.
time.